Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, let's take a look at control flow, decision making, if else statement, and match case statements. So, what is control flow? It refers to the order in which statements are executed in a program. So, this includes loop statement and conditional statements. To gain more clarity, let's look at example. So, here is an example of control flow with a loop. In this example, we are taking for I in range of 5. So range of 5 holds value starting from 0 to 4, that is 5 minus 1. And then it prints the value of I. So initially I picks up the value of 0 and it prints 0. Next iteration I picks up the value 1, it prints the output as 1. In the iteration 3, I picks up value 2 from range of 5 and it prints 2. So in the same way, the loop get executed for 5 times. So hence, it demonstrates the sequential nature of the control flow. Hope it's clear. Moving next, decision making. So here we can make use of conditional statements like if, else if to execute a block of code depending on the condition provided. Let's see an example. Here the value of x is initialized with the value 10. So is 10 greater than 0? Yes, it is. Hence this block of code gets executed and prints positive number. What if x is negative? Then this fails, the condition fails, and it directly comes to else part and prints non-positive number. Moving ahead, if else statement. As previously informed, if else statement is used for decision making. So it allows you to execute one block of code if a given condition is satisfied. Else, it executes another block of code. That is else. Take a look at the syntax. If the condition to be checked, if the condition is satisfied, then the block under if statement gets executed, else the block under else statement gets executed. You can go through the example by yourself and understand. Moving next, elif statement. This is nothing but else if statement. So it is used when we have multiple conditions to be checked. Say in if else, you can only check one condition. If that is true, then you execute the if block, else you come to else block. But here you have an opportunity to check more than one condition. Take a look at the syntax. If condition 1, elif condition 2, elif condition 3. So you can check more than one conditions here. If all these three conditions are not satisfied, by default else block gets executed. Let's take an example. Y is equal to minus 5. Is minus 5 greater than 0? No, it is not. Is minus 5 equal to 0? No. Henceforth, by default, it comes to else part and it prints minus 5 is a negative number. Hope it's clear. We are checking more than one condition here. What if this was a positive number? So this condition will be satisfied and it would have printed it is a positive number. Right? Hope it's clear. Moving next. Okay, what is nested if? It is nothing but if statement inside another if statement. So we need nested if statement to make entire program flow of code in a semantic order, and it also makes easy readable. Let's see an example. So here firstly let's take an example of elif. You're initializing the value to 5 and you're checking is 5 greater than 10? No. Is 5 greater than 5? No. Hence this particular else block gets executed and it prints x is 5 or less here. Now let's take an example of nested if. Y is 8. Let's take an example of nested if. So y is 8. Is 8 greater than 5? Yes, it is. Hence, it prints y is greater than 5. Again, since this condition is satisfied, it enters the nested if. So here, is 8 greater than 10? No. So it comes out of the loop. It comes out and just prints y is greater than 5. So what if this condition is not satisfied? Then it will not enter to the nested if part. Hope it's clear. So if this condition itself is not satisfied, then it directly comes to else part and prints whatever is present in the else part. Hope it's clear. Moving ahead. Match case. A match case statement takes an expression and compares its value to successive patterns given as one or more case block. So for example, here you are providing some value, match value. If this value did not match with any of the case statement, then by default, the last block gets executed. If say any one of them matched, then that particular code gets executed. Point to note here is match case statement is used in Python version 3.10, but in the latest version, say 3.14 onwards, it is not supported. So instead of match case statement, we'll be using switch case statement, which we will be seeing in upcoming videos. So let's take a look at program which checks if the numbers are even or odd. So line number 4 is asking for user input. It's asking user to enter the number of elements with the help of input function and storing that entered number in num underscore elements. Take a look at the output. Enter the number of elements. The user has entered 3. So num underscore element contain value 3. So let's move on with the for loop. So for I in range num underscore elements. As we know, num underscore element contain value 3. So it's understood that the for loop is going to execute 3 times. So in the next line, again the user is asking to enter a number. That is this, enter number 1. Okay. So the user has entered 12. So that 12 is getting stored in num. So now in line number 12, what are we doing is the 12 number is getting moved to numbers. And the numbers is initialized to an empty list which can store more than one values. So in the first iteration, num contained 12 as a value and that is moved to numbers. So numbers contain 12 right now. So in the second iteration, so the user is entering 9. So currently the value of num is 9. Again, this value 9 is again moved to numbers. So numbers contain now 12 and 9. Again in the third iteration, the user has entered 5. The 5 is again moved to num. So from num, you are appending or moving it to numbers. So currently, numbers contain value 12, 9 and 5. 3 values. So the logic is here. So now we have to check whether the numbers are even or odd. Again for loop. This for loop again executes for 3 times since numbers contain 3 values, that is 12, 9 and 5. So first check is 12 mod 2 is equal to 0. When you divide 12 by 2, the remainder should be 0. Yes, this condition is satisfied and hence you are printing 12 is an even number. And the same way, the loop gets executed for 9 and 5. And you can see here the output. Hope it's clear. And the explanation is also given here. You can go through it. Thank you for watching this video. Please do share, subscribe and like the video.